We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.
So the story begins in my garage, where I had to remember to bring a lot of things. A lot of things. Because if you're in the middle of the desert and you happen to forget something very important, it could be really bad. Really bad.
Duct tape. Stick. Little mini tripod. Backup memory, GoPro Hero 4, headband, grease, clips, Canon power sheet, smaller mattress, hatchet,
Then I got in the car. You can see these amazing clouds were coming across the horizon. And I was getting a little worried that we might get rained out. But one thing I love to do is just stop and get a time lapse of footage that I see along the way. And this is a time lapse of just outside of Moab. This is the next morning. We're traveling now to Blue John Canyon, and you can see these expanse of sand dunes. So our two guides are driving the car is Dave, and in the passenger seat is Brian. These guys were awesome, and I was really glad to have them along. And now we're going into the canyon. Just a little background, Blue John Canyon is the canyon that Aron Ralston sawed his arm off after he got his arm pinned under a rock. Now you might remember the movie 127 Hours starring James Franco. It was actually a pretty good movie, pretty good telling of the whole story of Aron Ralston.
Is it true? You didn't tell anyone where you were going.
Oops. Just a few miles in, we got to the spot where Aron Ralston's arm was pinned for 127 hours.
The movie had it really deep.
Yeah, that was in Leprechaun where that part was filmed.
Yeah, okay.
Wow, that's it, huh?
That was it, right there.
Yeah. Where did his arm end up?
I think that the Park Service actually took it out.
Very shortly thereafter they came down. Just
They did remove it.
necrotourism or whatever they wanted to avoid.
There's a term for it.
And I just can't remember which wall.
You can see it's an extremely tight squeeze. This is labyrinth of high slot canyons. This is awesome. The guy in front of me, his name is Dave. Dave has lost 70 pounds in the past few years by eating no refined sugars, no GMOs, and a lot of natural good fats, like the kind you find in macadamia nuts. Now this guy is amazing because I believe he's in his late 50s or early 60s, and he did incredibly well. At this point, we run into some Canadians.
Oh, I didn't actually think we were going to see that one. Yeah. Crazy. Cool.
That's something your boyfriend doesn't tell you before you plan the trip.
Yeah, you bet,
Then we got to the precipice. So basically we went down for about 3 miles and then all of a sudden, bam, you're to the end.
Here for right now, but you do want to watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean it's perfect just to catch it, cleave your shoe, and hit you over the floor, the thing. Okay, you can see him right here. Yeah.
So looking down, my heart started pounding.
So that way,
And I was so happy that Dave volunteered to go first. And I was psyching myself out a little bit, but you know, it is not actually that scary once you are over the edge. Now you can see Brian doing it. Makes it look extremely easy.
Nice.
So at this point, I was told we were going to hike another 5 miles and go visit the Grand Gallery. I've never been into galleries, but Brian said I really would have to see this one. They are examples of some of the finest pictographs in North America. And looking at these pictographs, I immediately developed a theory as to what we were looking at. It became completely clear to me that at some point in the distant past, giant aliens had visited the Earthlings that inhabited this area. They floated around, they had a party, and then they were defeated. Now, obviously the Earthlings, the humans, have arms and legs. These things clearly were floating creatures. While the humans had a lot of respect for these aliens, they could not get along together. And I don't believe there was a violent fight, but here it looks like a spaceship that blasted off into outer space where the aliens left humanity alone for the next 5,700 years to develop free of alien intervention. That's my theory. I'm sticking to it.
Come with me and you'll
So this is another huge vista at the top of the canyon where I set up my camera for a time lapse.
look and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin.
So then we got back to camp, and again, Dave had been setting up camp and dinner, and we were gonna have steaks fried in bacon fat. It was amazing. So the next morning, the crack of dawn, we all got up, proceeded to pack up the car and head to Spur Canyon.
Right in front of me.
He wants to see how fast he is.
20. You're going
20?
20.
Going 25.
Now, this canyon is not as famous as Blue John Canyon because nobody has ever had to saw their arm off, but it is more spectacular, in my opinion.
It's pretty gnarly pretty fast.
It doesn't get gnarly. It's just a beautiful hike to start with. Starts off in this pink right here, and then the sedimentation changes, and you start getting these lines and stripes and lines and stripes as it kind of goes up like that. Your right foot as far over onto this little nub as you can. Move your butt. Take one big step over here. There's a great big ledge, and then trust your foot and push over, and then just stem it.
All right.
They're just pieces of dried clay.
So this is the end of High Spur.
That's getting.
Where we're going.
That's all you need, guys. You take that double up there.
Nice. Wow. That's great. So then we climb out, up and over slick rock, through the desert. And then at the end, just like yesterday, Dave is making this lunch with refreshing fruit and apples and sandwiches.
Okay. No fine china in there?
Family heirlooms.
Can't stop it. Yeah.
If I can get in.
A lot of grit.
There aren't a lot of places left that are still completely wild on this planet, and places that capture your imagination like these places do. All of the man-made places that you can go that are trying to mimic some kind of real activity pale in comparison to what you find here. Will I be back? Just try to keep me away. Thanks for watching. If you want more videos like this, subscribe to our channel.